What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Thank you for hanging out with me. Alrighty, so what we're going to get into today is the Star Citizen. This is going to be the beginner's guide to salvaging. I am by no means an expert, but if you have any comments or any sort of upgrades or tips and tricks for me, let me know down in the comments below. And let me know what your favorite salvaging ship is, because I know there's currently, two of them, I believe, in the game. So I have the Drake Vulture. Here it is in all of its glory. This has 12 SCU of cargo space in it. And then there are two entrances, and there's a reason I say that. Excuse me, because it will become important in just a minute. So as you can tell right now, the Drake Vulture is full. So you can't get in the back right now, which means normally you would not be able to access the ship. But on the left side of the ship, if you come over here to this ladder, you can use the ladder with F. It'll extend up and you'll automatically attach to it. Then you will come up here and you can see the canopy and ta-da, enter pilot seat. So go ahead and click that. You'll immediately be able to sit down at the pilot seat and command the aircraft as normal. It does have two mining heads. So if you hit M on your keyboard, you see those two come up. And right now we're inside, so you can't really see it. But there are two mining heads, one here and one here. They will extend, and then you'll left click to be able to utilize the tool, and I'll show you that in a little bit. And then once you get down to a point where there is no more remaining materials that you can salvage or scrape off of the aircraft, as you can tell here, it says scrape. The outline of the physical part will show up red, and then you will use right here in the bottom right where it says fracture tool. You'll hit left alt W, and then these kind of cylindrical devices right here on the arms will start to glow, and it'll create a misty kind of barrier on the aircraft, and then it will fracture just like in the mining videos that I have on the channel. So you do have to watch out, make sure you have your shields on, because it can damage your aircraft. And then what you'll do is, or your spaceship, I keep saying aircraft, I'm sorry, I'm an aircraft mechanic. When you right click to cycle tool mode that you see right there, right up here, it'll go from fracture to disassembly. Or destroy. I don't remember what that one stands for. You'll come up close as you can. There'll be a radical that kind of comes up right here in the middle. It'll be yellow. And much like in the mining, when you have the strength that comes up, or the fracture that'll come up over here on the right, it'll have a circular motion that goes around. You just got to stay close enough till it actually fractures out, and then you end up taking it into the ship. So if I hit Y to get up, this is obviously the pilot seat. There's not a whole lot to do here. If it comes down to engineering, you see you got your computer here, your scanner, your radar for repairs. And then when you open it up, it'll just open up those devices. Now, there is a bed log. We do have a bed, so you can bed log in this ship, which is super nice. It's got your bathrooms like most of the larger ships. Again, there's your engineering panels for if you need to do any sort of repairs to any of the devices. And then you've got your quantum drive. Again, this is all extra stuff. And then this is a gun locker, or standard locker. I'm sorry, the gun locker's here. So if you come down here, down the ladder, you will... don't go back up. Here is your storage area. So they do have a grid system. I'll go ahead and grab this. And you can see, so that's not part of the grid. There it is. So stacking right here, it'll be 3 deep, 2 tall for your 12 SCU. But if you're good at stacking, I'm not going to say I'm good, but I'm okay. You can see you can stack it right there outside of the grid system. Don't fall on me. Outside of the grid system, and you can actually stack it 3 rows deep here as well. And then what I did was, when they came out of here, I picked one up, let it auto dispense the second one, and put it down for a grand total of, what is that, 12, and then another 3, 6, 9, what is that, 21, and then 2 here. So about 23-ish SCU. I haven't tried to do anything past that, but here's going to be your panel. As you're out harvesting all of your materials, you can come up with 2 different types of materials. You see the recycled material here, and then the construction rubble. Not only does this have your internal storage for all of your stuff, but it also has a crafting section where you can create pyro multi-tools, a true hole tractor beam, the SRT attachments, the canisters, and then some fuses for chip repairs. So you don't necessarily have to just have a depot. Now, I have noticed in some other videos that YouTubers are creating, they're not telling you, make sure before you return to station. Now, I just returned to station here only because I had, some personal things I had to take care of. Make sure once this is full, you auto dispense it or just manually dispense it. Like right now, if I hit eject, it'll give me filling the box and it'll dispense right here. Fill up your grid. You don't necessarily have to fill this up if you don't want to, but at least fill up your grid. And then take another job or 2 or 3, whatever it's going to take, and then fill up your internal storage again to maximize your profit per hour so that you're not wasting your time or wasting fuel, etc. Because obviously you do have to refuel. And what's going to happen here is I'm going to take these and I'm going to stack them. And I'm going to continue to kick these out. Now you can hit auto and it'll continuously eject until it's empty. But I'm going to load up the ship. I'm going to go put them all on my storage, and then you'll go to the trade districts as normal at most of your major stations like Orison, etc. to sell all this stuff off. Now, some of this item, it's not the recycled material, it's the other material, the construction. You do have to refine at refiners prior to selling if you want to maximize your profit per hour. But give me a few minutes. Let me go ahead and get all this kicked out of the ship and put into storage. And then I will come back and we will show you how to take on new missions or contracts to go out and salvage. Now with salvaging, you will have to pay for your salvage rights on the ship. You can take on missions if you hit F2 in your Moby Glass and go on to contracts. And then into salvage right here, this is the legal way, because there is a possibility where you can do the illegal side of it, salvaging here, and you end up salvaging either an NPC or another player's ship. And yes, you can accrue a bounty or a crime stat for that, so be careful. When you go into salvage here, you'll see these that are getting paid for 89,000. As you can tell, you're going to salvage the ship. It's going to give you materials for the recycled material or the construction materials. Then you have to go and deliver them. So yes, they are more profitable, but you have to run all over the verse to go and deliver it. Or you can come down here and pay, and you don't have to deliver it anywhere. What you salvage is what you get. Now they do scale. At 2,000, it's going to be a very small ship. At 5,000, it's going to be a slightly larger ship. Now I am still working on my reputation, so I cannot speak for anything beyond the junior contractor. But I'm sure as you get to contractor, senior contractor, veteran, head, and elite, that cost is going to scale. The size of the ship is going to scale. So be ready to make multiple trips on salvaging one spaceship. But like I said, let me get this empty and I'll get back to y'all as soon as I can. Alright, everybody, welcome back. Got everything loaded. Went over to the refinery, went ahead and got our construction rubble refining. Didn't cost a whole lot. It was about an hour and a half, and it cost me about 700 SCU. Or aUEC for it. So we'll get away from the station right here, and then we'll go ahead and request a new contract. So we'd have to go to the Moby Glass again, go to contracts, salvage, and then we're going to find one of these. Now for the sake of the video, I'm just going to go to do a quick one. So we'll say, sure, this, not even going to try to butcher that. I already know I'm going to butcher it. So we're going to go ahead and get over there. And I'll skip forward through all of this and we will see it when we get there. So we made it over to the ship. Make sure you don't boost into the ship. I have done that in the past and I did not mean to, and it does cause a lot of damage. So here we are at the salvage claim. Make sure you go ahead and B to turn on your shields. There we go. Make sure your shields are on. And then here is the ship that we're going to be salvaging. So here's what we're going to do. Now that we're facing it, we're going to go hit M to go to our salvage mode. You see the green outline that lets us know there is salvageable material there. And that's what I was talking about. It will go red when there's no longer any salvageable material, or if it's not a salvageable surface. And you can see right here, it tells you surface. So once we're in M, you go ahead and hit left click. There we go. And why these two are not pointed in the same direction, I do not know. But here's what we're doing. We're scraping it. What we're going to do is we're going to end up scraping the entire thing. And then we will fracture it and then gain any sort of salvageable material off of fracturing it, which will be the construction rubble that we get at the end. Alrighty, y'all. There we go. You see how we got that service contract completed. Now, there is an ability to adjust the heads and put them out on a gimbal mode. But as you can tell, if you look at the parts, you see how it shows that red outline. That means there's no more harvestable material left on that part. You can see how it peels away there as I'm scraping it on that right side. I try to scrape everything that I possibly can, to scrape every bit of material that I can to maximize my profits on the parts. So once I get this one finalized, which I think I'm right about there, or at least well enough, let me go ahead and get this lower edge of the wing. Then we will switch over to fracture mode, so you can see how to fracture it and you see what happens. So there we go. So my shields are on. We're going to go ahead and hit left alt W, which now you see the entire ship lights up green, letting me know it's ready to fracture. So I'll hit left and you see the little sound waves or sonic waves that sort of come out of the arms on this vulture. And then you'll see off to that right lower wing, you'll see that kind of force field that's coming out around. And then in the center, I was telling you about this radical that will continue to go around. Once the leg that's moving reaches that top center point, the ship will fracture into multiple pieces, much like in mining. So here we go. It's about to fracture. Boom. There we go. That's why I was saying put the shields on. Now, when you're in this mode, make sure you hit right click to change, and then you go to the disassembly mode. And it's going to be the same thing. A little radical is going to go around. Now the parts are moving, and you'll see the negative percentages there. Try your best to stay as close as you can to the part so that it continues to fracture. That one came past the arms. That's why it stopped. As you can tell, the further the part drifts away, you got to chase it, because if not, that piece will disappear on you and you won't be able to fracture it. There we go. We fractured that one. Slick back up. Let's go ahead and fracture this one out. Now you can switch these arms to a mode where you will lock onto the part and hold on to it. I've tried that, but I seem to get about 3/4 of the way into fracturing the part, and then it doesn't want to disassemble any further. So, at least in my experience, I wouldn't recommend that. Alrighty, that was a big one. Let's grab these pieces that are floating away first. And this is what's getting us our construction rubble. All right, we got that one. There was one that kind of floated off in that direction. What is this? There's a little tiny piece of it. And you're not going to be able to grab every little tiny piece unless you pay attention to where every single one of them goes. I kind of don't. Sometimes they fracture off in so many different directions. It's hard to pay attention to it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get close to this part, hopefully not bump it. Then we're going to continue to break it down. Now I move my cursor around as the part's moving around. I don't know if it actually helps or makes a difference, but it seems to make a difference when it's rotating around, because I want to keep the part within my sight. Oh look, here's another part. Sweet. Let's take it. It's all money. And then you can see over here how much SCU your ship currently has in it. So make sure you pay attention to that, because when it's full, if you keep fracturing parts, you're wasting your time because you're not gaining anything from it. And there's a part over there I see. Okay, we're good. We're good. I thought I was about to send it flying. There we go. Now that one said 0 SCU, so I really didn't gain anything from that, but I just wanted to make sure, like this little piece, just to make sure that we're not going to miss anything out of it. Oop, I passed it. And when you're a horrible pilot like me, you will do that, so take your time. Ooh, this one's actually got 1/4 of a single SCU, so this will actually be worth something. Come on. And then once this fractures, or once this gets absorbed, I guess you would say, into the ship, I will go back and show you again once more on how to get your SCU containers. All right, so there we go. We'll go ahead and turn the part off. All right, so let's go ahead and get off out of the seat. Oh, I forgot to turn the mining mode off. That's okay. You just hit M to turn it off. Go ahead and come out here. And for the sake of the video, I am going to return to show you how to store it all, etc. I know I told you to fill up this and then fill up the internal storage, but for the sake of it, we'll go ahead and hit auto. It's gonna, I don't know why I'm getting a visual glitch there. That's weird. If I back up, it's just the battery. That's unique. No, stop grabbing the ship. Nope. Stop grabbing the ship. There we go. It should auto kick out another one. Oh, it's not going to because it was a different part. There we go. That was the construction material. Now this is the recyclable. Recyclable. Yeah. There we go. You have to wait for it to do that little jump when it lifts back up out of this section. And again, you see there, it's auto spitting out. There we go. How much more we got? Well, it looks like we got one more box worth. So out of that little itty bitty ship, we got ourselves 4 SCU. That's going to tell you clear the belt, but there's no more for it to spit out. So there we go. See, no more to spit out. Alrighty, so with this now, let's go ahead and put this gun away. Or the tractor beam, not a gun. And then we're going to go sit back in the pilot seat, put that away. And then we're going to head back to station or where to offload it and how to refine it. And just like that, YouTube, with a little bit of YouTube magic, we are coming back into the station. This is CRUL1 refinery. What we're going to do is we're going to come in here and we are going to land. Make sure you don't blow yourself up by smashing into the wall. All right, I to turn off your engines, you to turn off your power, Y to get out of your seat. Now, because we didn't fill the cargo hold in the back, we're just going to go down the ladder into the cargo hold. If we would have filled it, we would have had to go out the glass door to the left of the pilot seat. Stop trying to go back up. All right. So we're going to open this up. Pull out, not that gun. Pull out our max lift. And where is the cargo? It's on this side. Okay. So there's already somebody here refining. We'll go ahead and click this. I do have one already in process. So we're going to select CRU, start a work order. I'm going to select the second option. And as you see right now, we don't have enough to even refine. So there's nothing that we can do at the moment, but normally it would come up right here as normal and you're going to select it and then hit the get the quote and start. As you can tell, I have some still going through. Now, alternatively, you cannot go to the ore selection and try to sell anything because there's no excess ore. But for those of you who stuck it all the way out, please go ahead and like, subscribe. Leave a comment below on what your favorite ship is and which one is your favorite refining ship, or a great amount of support coming into the channel across TikTok, Instagram, Twitch, Kick, and now YouTube. It's helping out. We're still not quite at our goal. We are almost there. So if you can please take the 5 seconds that it does to show the support to the channel and liking the video, I greatly appreciate it. And I hope y'all have a good one, and I'll catch you in the next video.